Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to another evening of messages of love from above. And I'm excited to get into the readings here pretty quick. I do want to start off on sending love out to the world. So if you would like to join me in doing that, I would love it. It just multiplies the amount of love that we're giving to the world. So I'm going to take a deep breath and come back here to this moment right now. And then just allow that unconditional love from the heavens to fall down into our heart and fill us up and let it overflow out to the world. And whether you're watching this on replay or live, we meet outside of space and time because that energy knows no space or time, and we join together, sending love out to the world. And if you are in need of special love tonight for your mind, your heart, your body, or your spirit, we send it to you right now as well. Just take it in like a giant hug from all of heaven, all of creator and spirit and source. You are loved unconditionally. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining me and sending love out to the world. And thank you for joining me for this evening session. Did want to make sure everyone knew that because of you, I did reach more than 1,000 subscribers, which was my goal for the end of the year. You guys rocked it and like almost 2 months early. So I am blown away. And as I had advertised, we do have a drawing that's going to be going on. You have all week until next Sunday midnight, my time, Mountain Time, to enter the drawing. And the video I just posted in the chat. It's also in the description box of the video in case you're watching this on replay and the chat's not available yet. So if you want to go in there and watch the video, you can see how you can enter the drawing to win one out of the 10 1-hour personal readings. So I am excited to do those. I already love the 30-minute videos that I have been given out weekly. I love just the personalization of that. I mean, here in chat, we get personal, with the readings, but even more so on the one-on-one. So I love it. And in saying that, the how you sign up for those is I have them here somewhere. Here they are. um, each week, I put out these weekly energy update videos, and here's the link for those. And all you have to do is watch one of those for your sign, whatever sign you want. You can do your sun sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, your moon sign, whatever you are drawn to. And all you have to do is put some sort of comment in there. It can be emoticon, it can be a dot. As long as there's a comment from you on the video, you'll be entered into the drawing. Now, you can watch more than one video too, because there's 12, one for each zodiac sign. And for each of your comments after you hopefully watch the video, make a comment on there, and it'll be a second entry and a third entry and a fourth entry, depending on how many you watch. So that's two ways that you can win free readings, free recorded readings. And that's what I have. So boom. Also, November's readings are out there too. I do monthly readings for every individual zodiac sign. So I'll throw those out there because December's are already going to come out this Friday because we have a lot of stuff coming up. And so they had me send it out a little earlier than normal. Usually send it out like the last week of the month, but they are like, there's a lot going on. We want to prepare people. So I'm actually going to have those come out on Friday. So there you go. That's all of them right there. So I love how spirit just wants to communicate in tons of ways. So there's all these different ways. So you have those, these lives, um, and then oh, and then if you, of course, winning, and then also I offer personal readings. If you ever do want a one-on-one, all that information is down in the description box of the video as well. So you can actually book a reading one-on-one with me too. So there we go. Hey Shanda, I'm doing very well. Hello, hello from India. Yeah, I have so many followers from India, and there's a special place in my heart for all of you, of course. But I used to work for a nonprofit organization that really helped a lot of orphans in India, and it just broke my heart. And but to see just the resilience of all the children and everyone that was helping them, it just brings wonderful, wonderful hope to us. So thank you guys so much. All right. So let me shrink this down so I can see better. There we go. Much better. And we will get into the readings because that's what we're here for, to hear from spirit and to join together. I love your guys' energy, and so many of you come in here regularly, and I just love all the community that you guys are building and helping being a part of this beautiful wave of love for the world. So thank you guys so much, and for all the thumbs up and all the comments you make. It just makes my heart warm. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's get into the readings and see what Spirit has to say tonight. And I'll reply to you guys as I go down. Some of you guys say hi, um, and hopefully you're still here when I say hi back. But I go in order of the chat, so I get too distracted if I try to keep an eye on the chat while I'm actually doing the read. So I'm going to kind of zero in. So thank you guys for your understanding and your patience as I move down the list, starting with Jazz. You are up first, and Rishi, you will be up next. So, Jazz, you'd like to know, how did JM feel when he saw you earlier today? You felt like he kept looking at you and you were nervous. Okay. Uh-oh. Let's take a look here. What was okay? What was JM? What was JM thinking or feeling, like you said? Well, it's interesting because you got the High Priestess card here, which is, intuition and emotions. And I think there was a lot of subconscious stuff that was bubbling underneath that he didn't know what was going on. Um, but there's the Palace of Coins too, which was this, this is unique to this deck that I'm using, which is the Tarot of Dreams. And this is about creating a safe place in their outside world. So I feel like when when he saw you, there was that high priestess was this unknown feeling. His intuition and his subconscious were activating underneath, and he didn't know why he was like feeling stuff and having these feelings that came up, but it had to do with security and life and feeling whole and complete. And so I feel like when he saw you, it just kind of triggered some emotions inside, um, just about life and is life the way I want it, and old ways of looking at things, new ways of looking at things. He just had like this kind of I don't know. It's just it feels weird. It's like they're putting me in his place and like seeing you and then just going, what is this? It just it shook things down deep that his brain couldn't interpret, right? And so he just kind of felt confused is a good word. And he just almost, I don't think he went into fight or flight mode, but he was feeling like, what is this? What is this? And he was trying to feel his like inner child wanted to feel safe and in control again. It wanted to create the space of feeling safe. and I think he kept on looking at you, and I think you were kind of nervous. I think he was kinda nervous. "Oh, yeah, because this card came out." So it's like this, um, it just bubbled up things that were confusing to him. So I almost I wonder if you were picking up his nervousness, because it felt like that's why he was looking at you, because it was like he was trying to keep an eye on you in, because of these weird, confusing emotions that were popping up, and the Lover's card came out again. So, there's these emotional triggers that were happening for him for sure. So, interesting. Uh, but I don't feel like um it's a mixture of a bunch of emotions, so I don't feel like there were all in one area, like, "I want to be with them," or this or that or whatever. It was just, like, bubbling, and he was just like, "What's going on?" So that's kinda what I feel from him, if that makes sense. Did he have a confused look on his face? Because that's what I kinda feel. But that's what they have for you, Jazz. So, many blessings for you. All right, Rishi, you are up. And hey, Sio Shanta, you'll be up next. So I am doing great. I got to go up and see my host. She's still hanging out in the hospital, and but getting better and better. And hopefully by the end of the week, maybe Friday, they said realistically Friday, she might be out. So we're like, all right. So I ran up there and brought her new fresh clothes and all sorts of stuff. And she's such a trooper. So, um, just if you want to send her big love, she is a dear friend of mine that allows me to live in her basement for free so that I can spread love to the world. And so, if you just send big blessings, um, I really appreciate it. All right. So, you want to know if Jennifer had any negative intentions towards you? Let's take a look. See what spirit wants you to know. Let's see what we got going on. So, what's this, Jennifer? Okay. Can you clarify that for me? Okay. Thank you. So, a card comes flying out. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't think there's negative intentions, because five is like a number of, can be commitment, but it's also about looking at things from a higher place, and and it's a big number of change in the light as well. There's the Knight of Cups, which is about movement, pursuit of higher emotion, and but movement of emotion, and then King of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles, and it's all about feeling whole and secure in the outside world. And the King offers the Four of Pentacles, which is a awareness of how we look into our outside world to define who we are. And so I feel like whatever you feel coming from her is just kind of, I would say, a little insecurity on their part on what situations are defining them as. And um, there was some sparking of some triggers, some emotional triggers that were going on for her as well, which um, when you hear your reading, because you were our wonderful winner of the week, it'll make sense about her being a mirror for you too. So some of the things that are coming through here are also what you are seeing there. So I love the mirror of the questions when, because at some point in our life and at different points, the questions that we ask, spirit turns it around just to have us inquire and go, um, so you want to know what your intentions, did you have negative intentions towards Jennifer? And do you have negative intentions towards yourself? And when you sit with those questions and you really ponder them, you see such truths that come through, because you just listen and see what your soul and your shadow and your spirit, what it all has to say. And you're like, oh, I see. I see how it is, and it may not be the exact situation, of course, but, the feelings are there and they're being mirrored back to us. So, that's what I feel like, spirit would like you to take a look at, with that, and then, of course, after you listen to you, you're gonna be like, "Ah, I get it." So, I love that for you, Rishi, so many blessings to you. Alright, Seo Shanta, you are up, and then Sunflower Girl, you'll be up after that. So, do PJ and RC really know each other? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. All right. Okay. Wow. Can you clarify that last one there? Okay. Mm. That's funny. So I got the 7 of Cups, which is like emotional confusion, but I got the High Priestess with these two, and I was like, "Can you clarify that for me?" And then the Magician came in, which these are counterparts, the Magician and the High Priestess, number 1 and number 2. So for me, that is yes, they actually do know each other. There's just a lot of emotional confusion around them, evidently. Um, but yeah, I feel like there is a lot of emotion between them because of all those the 7 of Cups up there. So it does seem like they do know each other. So that is a quick and easy yes. So that's what they have for you, Sayushanta. So boom, there we have it. So many blessings to you. All right, Sunflower Girl, you are up. And then, baby, I am doing very well. How are you? Hopefully, you're doing well. And then, Maxine, you will be up next. So, just an energy reading and angel message. Sure. Let's take a look here. I have a ton of oracle cards that are left over from a reading earlier today. And where are we going? We are going to these Seeker Oracle. So let's see what they have here for Sunflower Girl. What would they like you to know today? Right now. Okay. Oh, wow. I love it. Love your inner child. See, try to have it a little bit of light there, but not too much. There it goes. And let's see what comes in here for you. Says we all possess a child aspect. And this part of our psyche is the vulnerable, sensitive, and carefree child who still feels awe and wonderment. And the inner child is the source of laughter and play, the aspect of our psyche that inspires us to jump in puddles and see animal shapes in the clouds. If a child is taught to fear, the adult they become may harbor a wounded inner child aspect. And as a direct consequence, they could develop a range of maladaptive behaviors in order to cope. They do harm to themselves to avoid remembering. They can grow to become perfectionists or people pleasers to whom the words sensitivity, vulnerability, play, and nurturing are anathema. To ask for help is considered a weakness to someone who will only ever show strength. To work with one's inner child, to be asked to revisit the past, takes courage, especially when it requires looking at our relationship with our family or primary caregivers. Understand this is not about blame, but accepting that a child is not responsible for a parent's actions or behavior. Shame and guilt are not a child's burden to carry. It's time to put that burden down. This is a card of choice, opportunity, and healing. It is your choice whether you look back to seek answers, but even if you choose not to, it is an opportunity to parent your inner child in a healthy, loving and nurturing manner. It is also a gentle reminder to make time to laugh and play and see the beauty and magic that exists in the world around you. I love that. What a beautiful message. So that's what the angel message and energy for you. So enjoy that communion with your inner. Have some play, have some fun. All right, that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right, Maxine, you are up, and then Era Evangeline, you will be up after that. So a general reading, Maxine, absolutely. And I am really drawn to these Ask Your Guides deck for you. Let's see what they have for you. So for Maxine, what would you like her to know, please? You've got celebration and joy guides. Beautiful card here. Let's see if I can have it a little balanced. There we go. All right, let's see what comes in here. And that is card number 14. And it says, you're entering a period of great expansion and celebration. Your joy guides are at hand, ushering you into a season of abundance, celebration, and hospitality. You are loved and accepted and trusted by those around you. This is a time when life gives back to you. You may become engaged, get married, receive a promotion, land a deal, or just get a long awaited lucky break. Woohoo! Whatever you desire, urging you to prepare for it because it's realize that as life's tides turn your way, the soon to become realized positive flow of events isn't just a fluke or an accident or just the luck of the draw. Rather, it's the natural outcome of your unwavering efforts and commitment to your dreams and your goals. So, your Joy Guide's message to you is plan for the party. You'll soon have reason to celebrate. So, I love that. So, whatever you were looking for, there is definitely a good outcome coming and some wonderful celebration. So, I am excited for you. So, that's what they have for many blessings to you. All right. So, Evangeline, you will be up. And then Project Skyfalls, hello, you will be up after that. So, in Era, Evangeline, hopefully I pronounced that correct. Will you be working a new job this winter? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has to say here. Yeah, it looks like it will. You have the Empress, which is about abundance and overflowing and newness, new birth, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture too. But I feel like you will be having a job because you also have the Knight of Swords, which is movement of communication and questing for kind of higher truths in a way too, which I feel like there will be. Um, the Ace of Swords is about seeing things from a higher perspective, a different perspective, and it allows you to cut away some old expectations. So I feel like part of what happens for you to open up to this job is that you let some expectations go. Maybe you click on an extra little job search thing, or where how when you do a job, like for a lot of companies, they you or job searching sites, you have to select the different categories of what jobs to see. It's almost like select all and see what's there. It's like go outside of the norm, get away from some of the expectations. Because if you have too small of an expectations, you miss a lot of stuff out here. And I feel that night is this pursuit of getting rid of some preconceived ideas of what job you can do or that you'd want to do, and just be open and see what is available, because I feel like they're really opening up some great opportunities. It just takes you opening your mind a little more. So I do like that. So that's what they have for you, Evangeline. Many blessings. All right, Skyfalls, you are up, and then Daisy. You will be up after that. All right. How's your life going? General reading. Hey, let's take a look here. I do want to start off pulling a Power of Surrender card for you. Let's see what they have here. Project Skyfalls. What's going on in their life that you'd like them to know? Okay. Okay, there it is. Well, you've got Surrender to Spirit. And it says, once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. So I like it. They're like, hey, let us help. When you've done what you can, then let us handle the rest. So let's take a look here and see what part of your life they're talking about with that here. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's kind of emotions that's appearing here because you have the Five of Cups, which does represent, mourning or disappointment and, some of the emotions that we're feeling. And that's all right. I mean, I feel like you've had a tower moment where something was removed out of your life or will be. And they're letting you know that deal with what you can and then hand over the rest to us because you do have the Two of Cups that's back here. And eventually, once you finish mourning and kind of I almost feel like setting a date of when you're going to be transforming and not thinking about that anymore and focus in on your power of emotional choice where allow yourself to feel the feels but then on that day that you said it saying at the end of this day I'm making a conscious choice that I'm going to choose the emotion I'm going to feel and I'm going to choose to look at the brightness instead. Because we come here to feel the emotions, and you have the tree of life, which, we start up here of our higher spiritual self, and we have this pathway that we make our way down to the human. And this human experience allows us to understand the higher self by looking at the contrast and the difference between the two. So they're basically with that Five of Cups saying, we didn't come down here not to feel. We came down here to feel all the feels. But when you realize there's always another choice, that we can connect to the higher realms and feel those emotions tied to unconditional love, then we don't feel as trapped in our emotions. We realize there's those two cups. Every moment is either of unconditional love attached to the heavenly realm or the fear of losing a conditional love, which is tied to our human experience. But we can experience that unconditional love here on earth, and it can find that peace and that bliss and all that. So we're not stuck with just this. We always have that choice. And you have the Knight of Cups, which the Knight of Cups, the knight, all have a quest, and their quest after the Ace of Cups, which is the chalice, the Holy Grail. It's one of those cups. It's the one that connects us to the unconditional love of above. So I feel like that's the choice that you make after feeling all that is set a date of exactly when you're going to um, consciously choose to feel different. And then that just opens up a whole new world for you because of that. So that is what they have for you right now, Project Skyfalls. So many blessings for you. All right. Let me just go back. There we go. So Daisy, you are up, and then Akashic Records, you will be up after that. So Daisy, will you ever get the opportunity to have a conversation with your ex? Let's take a look here. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, you got a lot of fire coming in here. You have the King of Wands. You also have the Four of Wands, and you also have the Six of Wands. So very transform like flowing energy in there because when it's an even number, it's the flowing because you have like the Six of Wands has three on each side. There's this nice flow. So the fire and the energy are coming in here. And the king, of course, is like card number 14. So you've got three cards that are all even numbers. And so I really feel like there's this flow that comes in here. And this is can be a wedding or a celebration. So I almost feel like you're going to see them at some sort of gathering and some sort of celebration. And you have the Six of Coins here too, which is about equal giving and receiving back and forth. So I feel like there's going to be this opportunity that you guys do. I don't feel like it's planned though. With the wands, it's like it just happens, and suddenly you're like, "Oh, hi." So I feel like there's some sort of celebration coming up, whether it's um, depending on where you're at in the world, if it's a like Thanksgiving or holiday party, something where mutual friends have a gathering and they happen to be there. So I feel like that's going to be the opportunity that opens up. Or it can even be a birthday party, I'm hearing, of someone, of a mutual friend. So if there's a mutual friend of yours that is having a gathering, then that's where I feel it's going to happen, Daisy. So just be prepared. And I like that Six of Pentacles about the open hand. So, you don't go in with the conversation. It's being vulnerable, right? To open up for them, for the interaction. So that's what they have, Daisy. So I look forward to hearing about how that goes. So many blessings for you. All right, Akashik, you are up. And then Benita Bala, you will be up next. So hi, Kashik, and you are oh my gosh. I'm sorry to hear that, Akashik. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you and see why you're going through this valley of Pupukaka, right? See what Spirit wants you to know. Okay. Okay. So you do have the Five of Wands here, which does start off like a battle, right? They're just like all fighting and everything. Like, let me see if I can get this lighting better. There, let's try that. There you go. So, Wands is passion and energy and inspiration. It's all the fireness within us, our energy. And it starts off looking like people are trying to hurt one another, but eventually there is this awareness that it all happens for us and that there is this energy of helping each other improve our skills and things. Because usually it's like, they want me to tell the story, so I will. It's like starts off like with actually it looks like a kung fu movie in my head too, like one of the kung fu theater I used to watch when I was a little kid, and that always starts off, and they're all, and they all have their large wands, and they're all beating each other, and it looks like they're trying to really hurt one another. And it gets down to where one person's barely standing and the other four laying on the ground. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? Are they going to kill him? And then they all start laughing and they all help each other up and they all walk buddy buddy back down the path to the monastery to have a meal in the meal hall. And you're like, oh, these are, monks and nuns who were fighting one another to improve their skills. They were training to improve their skills. And so the energy transforms from one of conflict and something's happening to people to something's happening for them. And I really feel there's this energetic with these other cards that came out here, which we'll take a look at here, because you have the Two of Wands, which the Two of Wands is showing you your power of choice. Like whatever you focus on is what grows in your life. So when we uh, when we're taught to do this as children, like focus on what's missing, what we don't want in our life, because that's what we're trying to protect ourselves from. But our energy feeds it and grows it. So instead of it getting rid of it, it just makes it bigger, it makes it larger, it makes it expand in our life. So one of the kind of advice that spirit is giving is be aware of your power and try to focus on what you are grateful for in your life. Try to transform the energy. So if you find something that you are thankful for, which, like being single for more than 2 years, we can look at it as a bad thing, but we can also say, "Thank you for giving me opportunity to work on me and to prepare me for my next relationship." Because maybe you don't wanna do what you always did and get what you always got. So there's this holding pattern so that you can, release some stuff inside, to where you can magnetize yourself and bring in something that's more in alignment with what you really deserve and want than what you have always gotten, right? And I say that too because there's this we got these two cards here. So this one, the Ace of Swords, is about connecting to higher truths that are rooted in unconditional love, but it allows you to cut away old thoughts and old beliefs that you have had before about yourself, about expectations on yourself around anything in your life, but even about relationships, about jobs, about just daily life, that there's this large like list of opinions that have were given to you in your life. And I feel like there's this really, really high bar that was set for you that was unachievable. And so you've lived such a life of feeling disappointed in yourself and others and feeling like you're failing at things. And that's what happens when, you know, like we have these expectations that are way up here, right? That you're given, like, and it's all or nothing too. There's this perfectionist mentality that was implemented and forced into you because that's the kind of attention you got when you were younger, right? It was all or nothing. You had to do something extreme, either good or bad, to get attention of any kind, or nothing. And that's the way that it was brought up. And then so you have these expectations that are way, way up here, and you're able to consistently kind of meet a lot of this stuff, but it's few periods of time where you're able just to meet ground zero to where you feel you're meeting expectation. So you live in this disappointment, you live in this feeling of failure all the time in between these two areas. But if you bring, as you use that Ace of Swords to cut away the expectations, and the more you do it, you live in this abundance all the time. And then as you get and whittle down expectations as low as you can, you feel your life as fuller and not as empty, because you're not worried. It's like this is empty, but when expectations are down here, it's full. And I feel like that's what they're having you do during this period of time, is to cut away and understand, where do all these rules come from, these expectations of who you're supposed to be, and blah 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 blah, right? Because you also have the Six of Cups, which is the nostalgia or the memory card. And that's why I feel like there was these things that spirit wants you to work on with your mindsets and then also your emotions, to release yourself and allow yourself, to, like I said, to be able to draw in what you really want instead of, what you've gotten before. The Six of Cups is about childhood memories and looking back. And you can even see on this card here how they end up being beautiful flowers in there, instead of, poison in there, because that's what it feels like sometimes. But it is about this transformation of going back to old painful memories and realizing that, when our human goes into fight or flight mode, and every human, that we go out of our minds like like a cat. When it gets scared, it doesn't go, "Excuse me, I need to step out of the room," or, "Can you put me down? I'm about to freak out." No, it just hisses and fights, or runs, or both. And that's what we go into as humans. We go into that. And And so we go into that type of reaction, and that's what everyone else does. So when you look back at a painful memory and you realize that whatever was said or whatever was done, that um, if of unconditional love, then it was a fear of losing conditional love. So that person was out of their minds, acting like a cat, just trying to feel back in control. And so people say unloving things and do unloving things. They do selfish things. All their little inner child is just trying to feel safe and in control again at the cost of anyone else around them. It doesn't think about smart things to do or loving things to do. It's just I need to do things to feel safe. And so you can look back, and during this time, it's for you to release some old pain, some old things that are been rippling out in your life as well. You do have the Seven of Coins, which is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is about it takes time. The last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. So they're like, just be patient. The fruit is getting ready to sprout, but the biggest thing is to look into your worth and look into how you are perceiving your worth in relation to the outside world. Because that King of Pentacles, one of the biggest lessons and wisdom that they give us is that when we define ourselves by the outside world, we feel unstable, because all those things are unstable. We're basically told to define ourselves by relationships, situations like jobs, education, social status, like things like that, or things like our body, our bank accounts, our possessions. People change or pass away. Situations never stay the same, and things break down, deteriorate, are stolen, burn down, blow up, whatever. They're all unstable. Eventually, we turn inward and upward, and that's where we find the eternal and where we find the stable, because it's unconditional love that we find. It's eternal love that we find. And that's what this journey is for. So the more you look inside and you grow the self-love and you change those mindsets, look at all those old memories that are pulling your emotions and all this energy, it'll transform your outside world. So that is what they want you to know, that it's all for you. And it's this turning inward that is going to solve a lot of the ripples that are happening in the outside world for you. So that's what they have for you, Akashic. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right, Benita Bala, you are up. And then Angelina, you will be up next. So, hi, Benita. I just want to know, is Gurpreet the Libra being truthful about having pure intentions? He wants to start off as good friends and get to know you more. Okay, let's take a look here. So tell us about Gurpreet, the Libra, for Benita. Yeah, I like it. So they're pretty much telling you, this is peace of mind here, the Four of Swords, because these are all the expectations and all that, but you're sleeping easy on here, which is good. Here's the Libra symbol. It's like peace of mind, have peace of mind around the Libra, because they're leaving behind old emotions that are no longer serving them. And so that's why they want to get to know you first and strive as good friends, because of their past. They just move too fast, and then they end up finding out that the other person was not being truthful. The other person was not being their true selves, and so now they want to build trust and build friendship first, because they don't want to like rush and then everything explodes. And I like it too. I mean, you have the Nine of Pentacles here, which is a very abundant card for the outside world. So it's a very positive card to come out here. So I have no concerns around here about their intentions towards you. And I really like that this is about you also. See, Spirit is here with you, but you're in this kind of internal journey with developing your feeling of wholeness in relation to how you feel with yourself to the outside world, because Pentacles is the outside world. So I really like that for you. It's like it's allowing you during this process to also focus on you and how you feel with your security around the outside world and how you're defining yourself and how you're letting or not things in the outside world define you. And then it's really this good growth thing here for you so that you don't rush in to something that you also were like, what were those things I flew by? They looked like red flags. Was it a carnival? Like, no, those were red flags of warning. And what happens, and it's not red flags of warning, but we have red flags that pop up when we're getting to know people because we all have different ways of thinking and feeling and understanding the world. And if we rush into something, all these conversations that we can have that are stop signs going, okay, stop, discuss, find compromises, understand one another. Okay, now the green light, now you move forward. Oh, another stop. You look at things, but if you like zip through and there was 10, things that you flew through, then all 10 of those things have to be dealt with at the same time, which is overwhelming. So when we take our time, we get to know someone, we get to work things out as we're going, and it's much more smoother. It's this wonderful journey. So I like it for you, Benita. So no concerns at all. So many blessings to you. That's what they have. All right, Angelina, you were up, and then double, triple, quadruple X, you were up after that. Angelina, are you mirroring anyone, and how will your soulmate be like? Let's take a look here. All right. Well, you do have the 4 of Cups here. Now, when you're asking, "Am I mirroring anyone?" We always are mirrors for everyone else, and everyone else is always a mirror for us. So if you're saying, "Am I mirroring anyone?" as far as am I, um, acting like someone else? Um, I really feel here with the 4 of Cups that you're kind of looking over here about tired of the same old of what you've been looking for, and there's a new higher love that's being offered. It feels like you just have been really um, just not pleased with the uh, pool from which you would pick from normally, if that's because you do have the Page of Cups, which is new love, a new higher love, a different love coming in. And I like that. You have the Four of Wands too, which when you talk about soulmate, this is like wedding and balanced energy and stuff coming in. So I feel like there's new love that's coming. Um, and it requires kind of some adjustment here of your expectations, of your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, because this allows you to see things from a higher perspective and cut away a lot of the opinions that have been put on you from other people about who you're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, what the whole situation is supposed to look like, and all of that. And so they're really asking you to open up to that because you're asking, what will your soulmate be like? And have the Justice card here. So they're balanced in their thoughts and their beliefs and their expectations. So they're more open to what comes their way because that basically the Ace of Swords that's being handed you is this, which is balancing everything, and these are balancing things from a higher point of view, differing from all the supposed to be and should be and need to be that you're given in your life, right? And they also have already left behind emotions that no longer serve them. So I really feel like with both of these, especially, they really have done a lot of their work. They're adapting their mind and opening their mind and doing like their shadow work and looking at old emotions and things like that. And they're just like, psh, 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 no, not going to look at them. I mean, not look at them. I'm not going to invest energy in them anymore. They did the work to help them step beyond it. They are very fiery and very powerful. And that makes sense with everything that they've done because all that energy they were investing before in expectations and trying to live up to them all, and all the emotions that they had inside of them that they were investing all their energy in. When they work through those, they get their energy back. So they're very much a go getter and someone who sees life as an opportunity and as an adventure rather than something risky and I need to be afraid. They're just more like, wow, look at this world is a wonderful place. And so very, very fiery, very active, and directs their energy. And so they really do get stuff done and they're able to give just this wonderful, wonderful life with the 10 of cups. That's like ultimate emotional fulfillment. I mean, you get the family and you get the home and you get the dog and all these wonderful full emotions. So that's what they'd be able to offer and that's what it is. But the important thing for you to know right now is it's important for you to look at your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, and why do I feel that way? Why do I have all these requirements? And because you will need to be on a energetic match for them, and they're doing their inner work on their old emotions, letting them go, and on clearing away a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets to be more open-minded and more open-hearted. And that's what Spirit would recommend for you too. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings for you, Angelina. All right. So we'll move on to double, triple, quadruple X, and then Queen B. You'll be up after that. And a big thank you guys so much for everyone that's given the video a thumbs up. It helps spread the Zen love. And I so appreciate you being a part of that because you do help spread the love when you do that. It's a little, you think maybe it's a little small thing, but the YouTube algorithm thinks it's an awesome thing. And it does share more videos that I put out with other people as well. So thank you for that. All right, double triple X. You want to know if your nephew is playing with your energy? Is he tampering with you? We'll pull cards for that, but one of the beautiful things about life is no one can mess with our energy. People can make it harder or easier for us to choose love or fear, but we're the ones that get to choose. We have our power of choice. So, people can't cast spells on us and doing all that. It's all has to do with our own power and with we give it over to them. One of the things I think I might have mentioned this to someone in last night's, or it's recent, because someone asked about that, someone else doing stuff to them, and the example that is funny and it really makes the point is it's like a vampire that comes to your door and they knock on the door and you look through the people and you see it's a vampire and you're like, well, they're like, you're supposed to open the door and answer it, so they're telling you what to do, and if you're like, okay, you open the door and they're like, let me in, because vampires in this story have to be invited in, and you're like, no, no, I know I don't have to invite you in, and they're like, okay, well, if you don't invite me in, then you're required to give me 2 pints of blood, and you're like, I am? And they're like, yeah. And then they convince you of it. And so you go and you take 2 pints of blood out of you and you give it to them. And they stand there and they're going to wait for more because they're going to be like, okay, now you need to give me 2 more. But it's us giving it to them because we could, first of all, look at the people and see it was a vampire and go, ha ha, you're not going to, I'm not opening the door. Bye, and nothing happens because they can't do anything. And if you open the door and they're like, "You need to give me this stuff," and you're just like, no, I don't. Have a good day." Click, psh, close the door. So we hold the power there. And your first card that comes out is the Magician, which shows you that you hold the power in your life. You are the magician of your life. You hold the magic wand. You have everything within you. Um, for your journey. And so it's a very powerful card. And it's basically spirit saying you can stand up and take the power of your life, um, take those 2 blood bags back and go, oh, you know what? Just kidding. Haha, this is mine. You know, you don't have to give into that. Yeah. And you have the Four of Cups. And so the Four of Cups is stable emotions. Think of like a fours as big table with four huge legs. And so they're like you can when you stand within your power, you can really have this stable emotional place because you realize no one can do anything. No one can make you do anything you don't want to do. You hold the power of choice within you. And so I like that stabilization. Yeah. Because you have this death and this rebirth. And I feel like it's allowing you to, yeah, because here's the rebirth. It's allowing you to, the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles is like Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth, taking care of you and realizing you hold the power of it all. And I feel like with this change, you put an end to the old powerlessness, and this is you coming into your power and feeling the wholeness that comes with that. So you're the one that it's like pay attention to you, nurture yourself, and because that's the power you have. No one can um, mess with your energy. No one can mess with uh, without your consent, right? If you're giving it away, if you're handing the blood bags away, you're handing your energy away, but you can take it all back and you can stop giving it and going, well, you've always given me your energy before. Why are you cutting off the vampire from the blood now? And you're like, because it's making me tired and I don't want to give it to you anymore. And I don't have to. Have a nice day and close the door. So that's what they have for you. Double, triple, quadruple X. Uh, hang in there and you take care of yourself. All right. Queen B, you are up next, and then Sana Samreen, you will be up after that. So, Queen B, will you build your house next year? Okay, we got the king, not the king, the Knight of Cups, which is about movement of emotion. So, there is this movement that's happening there. Does that mean? Yeah. So you have the Nine of Swords, which is the insomnia and the nightmare card. This is all about all the expectations that you're trying to maintain and trying to make sure happens. And this card basically is saying, go with the flow, let the emotions flow, just let things flow. Try to drop those expectations around the exact how everything has to unfold and everything has to be. Yeah, because you have the 7 of Wands. This is about you'll be on the higher ground. You don't have to worry about defending yourself or that things are, happen that you don't how do you say this? So as um challenges come, you won't need to defend things. You're just in a good spot where you just understand that people will be a lot blah 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 because they feel lower than you and they're trying to burst your dream. And so when things come against your dream of building the house, you don't have to defend. You can just realize that it's because they feel scared, they feel lower, and so you can just don't even worry about it, or you can help lift them up in some way because every person has a handle on which they can be lifted up. And if you understand why they're feeling low, you can sincerely lift them up in ways and you know um, and deal with the conflict, or you don't even have to worry about it. You just go like, "Oh, okay." Because I like this. You have the temperance, the balance. So there is this allowing things to unfold. Things will unfold throughout the year. It takes time to go there. But you have the 8 of Coins, which is about moving up in the outside world. So, um, with all of that, I'm getting that you will build your house next year. And then let me just pull a couple quick cards here for your career and finance. Just general reading around those. Career and finance. What would you like? Queen bee to know. Well, I like it. You you have the queen. Hey, queen bee, what do you know? So this is you directing your energy. This is about fire and movement and accomplishment and getting things done. So I really feel like you will do very well in your career in finance because not only does she reign over fire, she also gets water, which means she has a good intuition. So trust your gut and trust your intuition as things go. The King of Swords is about their double air. So this is a lot about mental and mind stuff that's going on here. And I like this balancing coming in here because she's like, you've got double air, but you've got fire and water. So, and you also have earth. So you have all four elements that are coming in here. The Knight of Coins is the Knight of Pentacles. So, like that Temperance card, it feels like they're your journey right now is about patience, right? Oh, I know. But they are like things will unfold. Just, um, be open to ways of communicating. Because the King of Swords is like a master communicator as well. So you've got this passion, you've got this drive, you've got this connection, you've got the ability to speak, and then things will unfold. So just allow them to unfold with the house, with your finances, with your career, and things are going places. It's just a matter of trust the timing, trust that everything is unfolding in the perfect timing. It's just do what you can in this moment and try not to focus the end result because that's just going to make it be like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And it's going to take forever, like watching water boil. They're like, enjoy the moment, get really into what's happening in this moment, and things will speed feel like they are go by faster. Like I can't believe I've been on an hour already. I looked up and I'm like, really? It feels like just 15 minutes. So when you enjoy what you're doing, time flies. So that's what they have for you, Queen Bee. So many blessings to you. All right, Sana Samreen, you are up, and then Anju Tiklikar, you are up after that. So can you tell what's coming towards you in the near future? Generating, sure. We'll see what spirit wants you to know here. So what do you want Sana Samreen to know? All right. Tell me a little bit more about that, would you? Would you? Would you? Okay, thanks. So you got the Nine of Swords, which is the Nightmare Insomnia card, which we just had this a moment ago too. With these are all the thoughts, the beliefs, the mindsets, all these expectations, the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos that are almost exhausting you, trying to live up to them all, trying to make them happen. And you probably, you go to bed thinking about it and you dream about it and you wake up about it, but it feels, you're getting close. The 10 of swords after this is I've had enough. I just can't take it anymore. And you're exhausted and you just let expectations go and you get to feel, excuse me, the freedom that comes with that. And I love that you have the moon because this is about the unseen and the unknown and about cycles. And I feel like this moon is telling you that it's time that, especially with the moon peeking out behind the tree, it's like, here we come. You're getting ready for this transition. You're getting ready to move into a different place in your life because you have the faith card, which is the Hierophant normally. And it's about letting go of restriction and things that have been making you feel um, trapped. And it's like how some organized spirituality or organized religions will have, they're trying to organize religion. So they put rules around it, around what this is how the ritual has to go, or this is what the rules are, and blah, blah, blah. It makes it feel restrictive instead of it's all about love. A lot of religions started off as the founders, they didn't find it, people started following and then started creating rules after the person's gone. Like Jesus, he walked the earth all about unconditional love and didn't have rules. He actually broke rules, the Sabbath rules and all that kind of stuff. And then afterwards, people put things in place. And it's like going back to you're getting rid of rules and opening up your life to have it more free flowing, which is those nine of swords are getting slowly taken away, where it's becoming less and less and less. And that's opening up your power. You have the two of wands, which is a great reminder that whatever you focus on is what grows. And you're the one that gets to choose what you grow in your life. Because if you focus on what you don't want in your life, or all these rules that you feel you're breaking and what's missing in your life, then that grows and that expands. But you can choose door number two, which is focus on what you're grateful for in your life, do want in your life, and that expands instead. So I really feel like you are going into this wonderful, wonderful change of how you're looking at life because you're really questioning all these rules and everything that you have had imposed on you, all these popular opinions that were given to you as children and growing up that you were like, yeah, why do I do that? The example they're giving me, and this is for everyone, especially since Thanksgiving's coming up here in the United States, there was the story of a young daughter. She was like 18, 19 years old, and she's going in the kitchen. She's helping her mom prepare, and her mom says, okay, now take the turkey, and you got to tie the little turkey legs together, and then put it in. And she was like, well, why do we have to tie the turkey legs together? And she was like, I don't know. And her mom, grandma, happened to be in the other room. And so they went in there and they were like, you taught me to do this. Why do we do that? And she was like, I don't know. And their great grandmother happened to be there too. And so they asked her, and she was like, oh, when I was young, we had small ovens and small pans, and the turkey would hang over and it would get burnt. And so we'd have to tie it together to stay in there. And they were like, well, why do we still do it? We got bigger ovens and bigger pans. And the great grandmother's like, I don't know, And so we realize why we've been doing something over and over and over again. We start to question what's at the core of the reason why we believe things and do things. We're like, I'm going to stop doing that because I don't see use in it anymore. And so that's what they're having you do with your life. So I love that. So that's what they have for you, Sana. Many blessings to you. All right, Anju Tiklakar, you are up next, and then Fifi, you are up after that. So Anju, your subconscious wanted to tell you anything that you're attracting subconsciously. Let's take a look here and see what your shadow would like you to know. What is going on in your subconscious? Okay. So, first of all, Spirit is, saying that our subconscious will bring in things into our peripherals out here because there's a lot of stuff. Our mind will only allow so much in it at a time. And so it starts bringing these things in the outside world into our peripherals to have us start getting used to the idea that it's something that it wants us to look at, right? And usually we don't see it until it's like here, and we're like, oh, I see you now, because it's like all heading this way. And I like it that the sun card came in here because it is brightness, it is victory, it shines light into all these different areas of our life. It's very much Leo energy, which is about the child self as well. And so I feel like this is your child self, your subconscious, which is where your child self lives. It's where we sent it off to when our mental brain started to develop. Our emotional child self is like from 7 years old and younger, even in the womb. And as we're developing the emotional child, at some point when our brain starts to develop, which is usually around 7 years old, it puts the emotional inner child into our subconscious because it's like we can't have you out here, we have to try to fit in. And so there's a lot of that that's put down there, and that's where this 9 of swords, which is making itself known a lot during the session, is all these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that are coming up, and these expectations, these mental and emotional ripples that have been coming out in your life are them bringing those things to you so that you can see them, because you have the 5 of wands. The 5 of wands is about this energy of conflict, that and this is all the stuff that's coming up in the outside world I was talking about, where you have these conflicts that it's like your child self has a little taser and they're like, "Bzz, bzz, that's what I want you to look at, bzz," and you're like, well, why is this triggering? It's like, that's what I want you to look at, bzz. So your inner child is tasering you right now, and having you focus on these things that are coming forward. But I like it that you also have the 6 of wands, which is about victory. It is about recognition and being seen. And so there is this confidence, this victory that comes through this process. So I feel like whatever you have some triggers that are popping up, and it can look like, and they haven't started tasering you quite yet, but if you see like these things out in the outside world, and in examples, like if you have 5 friends who are going through the exact same type of situation, their spouse is cheating on them, their boyfriend's cheating on them, this person's cheating on them, then it's like, okay, what is this all about? Why am I seeing it all over the place? It's like, how am I cheating myself? How do I feel I was cheated earlier in life? Your inner child is sending these ripples of, they're bringing you messengers with the message about the emotion. It may not be the situation, but the emotion around each of these situations is the same, and it's turning you inward. And so that's your inner child trying to get your attention with that. A great book, if you're interested, if it resonates, is The Presence Process, Presence, by Michael Brown. And it talks a lot about our inner child and getting down into that subconscious and allowing it to show you what it wants you to know, so that it can release these things. And because it has these, when it was forced down into the subconscious, it had a whole armful of emotions it hadn't integrated yet and that were charged. And they're like, but I got to do this. And it's thrown in there. And all those emotions have been bouncing around in your subconscious, still active, still impacting your life. And that's what's coming forward for you right now. So that's what they want for you, Anju. So many blessings for you. All right. So Fifi, you are up, and then Sun and Moon, you will be up after that. So I'm sorry, S. H's current feelings towards you. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. Okay. Let's see what these are here. Okay. Okay. All right. Makes sense. So your first 2 cards here are both moon cards, because you got the High Priestess number 2 and you got the 2 of Swords number 2, which has to do with choices. There's choices, and there's some subconscious choices that are going on with them, because the High Priestess goes in and dives deep, goes behind the veil, connects upward. So there's the stuff going on that they don't even understand, that are bubbling and impacting below the surface. And the 2 of Swords is here, and they're in this decision point where they're like in a fork in a road. And you can see how they're blindfolded here. And this means that they're unsure of what decision to make. And they're feeling these emotions that are popping up from the, down below the subconscious, but they also have their mind that is, bringing all these questions and things too. So you got the Devil card and the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is, we were talking, you've seen the 9 of Swords come up a lot. Well, this is the card after it, where they're exhausted from trying to live up to all the expectations in the outside world, and they are ready just to say, "I'm done. I can't live up to all those expectations." And all these tens of swords, this actually makes the cage here. That's what's making them feel that way. You can see they're even kind of look like the same person, right? They're trapped inside, but they don't realize the gate is open. But that's what this shadow experience has been happening for them. Their cage has been rattled, and all these expectations are happening. And so their current feelings towards you, I kind of feel like they are in this odd place in their minds because thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, they're all up here about who they're supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be, and who you are supposed to be, should be, and blah 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 blah. And relationship is supposed to be blah blah blah, and their life is supposed to be, they're like really in their mind about all this, and they are um like in this place of just like, I just don't wanna have to do anything. I wanna be able to do what I wanna do and be free to just be me and not try to live up to this idea of who I think you think I should be, you know? And it doesn't have to do anything with you either. We are given all these expectations and stuff from when we're very young, and it's all in here. And you might not even have done anything to make them to have this idea that you have these expectations on them. They have plenty on themselves. They already had themselves in a cage. Maybe you're throwing popcorn at him, going, "Hey, wake up, wake up!" But he's going through this uh, big wake up call in his life, and so I feel like emotions are on the because I didn't get any cups. I just got mind. He's all up in his head right now. There's all this thinking, thinking, thinking going on. So maybe he's an air sign, but there's all this stuff going on, and he's not done thinking yet. And so it's like the heart is on pause while he's doing thinking. So that's what is happening. So you can just wait for the steam to stop coming out of his ears with all those thinking, because he's at the point with that 10 where he's ready to let a lot of expectations go and just be themselves. The only thing they can do is if you are imposing your will on them and telling them who they're not being and what they're not doing and what they're not doing right, is to stop doing that for now. Because that's just adding on to their stress. The only thing that you can do is give unconditional love, because you can't change their minds. No one can change minds. We can only change hearts. We change hearts by giving someone unconditional love. And that's what they have for you right now, Fifi. So hopefully that resonated. That's what they have for you, though. So many blessings. All right, Sun and Moon, you are up. And then Anna, you are up next. Take a quick drink here. All right. So you did it, Sun and Moon. Oh, don't blame me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad that Spirit's insight was helpful. They accepted your invite to dinner, fist bump, and you're talking tonight logistics. Great. So hopefully begin steps to repair the relationship. So the outcome for tonight and Thursday. All right, let's take a look here. Anything else? I like it. So you have the Ace of Coins, which is new opportunities opening up into the outside world. We have the death and the rebirth, so the death of the old and the new coming in. And then you have the star card, which is wish fulfillment and hope that's coming in. So I really like this for you, Sun and Moon, because very, very bright. I like it. I'm getting very good vibes around that for sure. So yeah, so I really see things um, turning out very, very pleasant there. And I loved all the inner work that you've been doing because that's what we were talking about, right? That in order for this to come together, it would take both of you working on your expectations and cutting a lot away and allowing each other to be themselves and be free. So I really like how that's unfolding there. So bright things I'm seeing, and that's easy breezy. That's a fast confirmation. So I love that for you. So many blessings to you, sun and moon. I am very happy for you. All right. So Anna will be up next, and then Ash. Looks like you do ask a question down there. Thank you, Rishi, for answering and letting her know how to do that. And then, so Cynthia will be up after Anna, and then Ash will be after her. After her. So Anna, good evening. Oh, thank you. Oh, I really appreciate that, Anna. I love it. I feel an honor, and I definitely love doing this. So, what are Doug's current feelings towards you? Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, we're actually going to switch up cards here, and we're going to go to the Light Seers deck. Just one more time. Okay. So tell us about Doug, and is he willing to go the long haul here? Okay. So that's what you're going through. Let's look here. So whoa, okay. Cards are flying out here. Okay. Okay. So, Spirit is saying this is how Doug sees what you're going through. He understands that you're going through these feelings of, having felt abandoned and left out in the cold, and you're working through your worth in relation to the outside world, and you have the key, and you're making those steps. He sees that you're walking away from emotions that no longer served you. You are on this path, you're doing the walking away, and you're also pursuing um the higher way of looking at things and cutting away old expectations. And so he sees that you're on that journey, and he gets it, which I love, because he sees that he has experienced the Saturn devil energy himself. So he's been through this. He knows. He's like, oh yeah, I feel like he's glad that you're going through this, because he knows that you are taking back your power, and that you are moving to a place of not feeling like you're a victim of life, that you are taking your power and understanding how you can make change, how you can um, transform things in your life, and you know your strength, you know your magic, you know your power. And so he likes seeing this about you going forward. And I do feel that he will stick through it, because, well, one, you have the Nine of Cups, which is emotional wish fulfillment. You also have the Star card, which is the second wish fulfillment card. So I feel like, and then here he is, this King of Wands, a very strong and courageous individual who understands their power, understands where how they can invest their energy. And so, yeah, I do feel like there's this um, uh, inner strength that they know where they got it from, because they had to go through something similar. And I really like that. I almost feel like it's important to be vulnerable with them too, and to um, kind of talk through some things too. And even if you're saying, I honor your strength, and I can just feel like you've gone through things in your life that have made you really strong, and I feel like you can relate to what I'm going through, and just see what he has to say too, because he might be like, I am, yeah, let them um share things with you too. So I feel like if you are open up a little bit vulnerability to him, you don't have to be like, this is my life, and because it's like, wow, but you can start off about what you see in them, um, and see what happens. I just feel like that's an important piece. But so I like it, Anna. Two wish fulfillment cards. So two thumbs up, and thumbs up. Right. So many blessings to you. All right. So Cynthia, you are up, and then Ash, you will be up after that. So Cynthia, how does your baby father feel? You don't want to. Um, okay. So how does your baby feel? Because you don't want to see him, and you rejected him. Is he stalking your social media pictures? Oh, let's take a look here. Let's see. You know, the Queen of Cups is coming up here, which is double emotional. So I really feel they're really reviewing their emotions, and they seem to be really tuned into their gut instinct and to their emotions. And I feel like they are really a passionate person, because they got the Eight of Wands is a lot of passion. But I feel also with that Queen of Cups in this that they move a lot with their emotional energy, and because of that, they tune in to the spirit world in a kind of a unique kind of way. I feel like they're at this again, here's that intuition where they're, still standing at a fork in the road, and, they know what their mind is telling them, but, they have the um, eyes covered, which means they're also trusting their intuition and their gut, and they still have this hope of new beginnings with you. So I think even though you rejected them, I feel like they so how do I put this? So you've rejected them in the past, right? And but you took them back. You rejected them a couple of times, maybe like a handful of times in the past, and you got back together, and I kind of feel like he has this thing in like, all right, let me give her time to cool off, and I will go back again because I know that you know this is the fire. I almost feel like you kind of have this fiery and and they're like, wow, okay, and then they just know to stay away for a certain amount of time and then ease their way back in, and I kind of feel like that's where they're at in here. And is he stalking your social media? Let me see what these say. But I kind of feel like that's what's going on. Well, they got the swords, which is communication. This is peace of mind and new thoughts and stuff. And I don't feel like I almost feel like they're a different person than they were before. Because here he is, Casanova, Knight of Cups, but I feel like they have peace of mind, and they have new ideas and new thoughts and new communication coming in for you. But I don't feel like they're stalking and doing that kind of thing. I feel like they have changed in a way, and they are wanting um, to try again. And So we'll see when things simmer a little bit, they might just kind of come back in a little again and see what they have to say and see what was really going on. But I feel like they're going through this change of thought and belief, and they're not I don't feel like they're doing that. But there's that Casanova, that romantic that is just there, but I don't feel like he's stalking or anything. I just feel like he's interested. But that's what they have for you, Cynthia. So many blessings for you. Hang in there. All right. So Ash, you are up, and then Kiki Kuin, you are up after that. So Ash, what is the deal with your current relationship? Is he being truthful about things? Does my late husband think to telling? Okay, let's take a look here. See if there's any warnings, because they're always around you every second. The moment they stepped out of their body into the spirit world, they were right by your side, and they have not left it. And they can be all places all at once, so they know all. So let's take a look here. We're just going to ask your, because they're your backup here. What is the deal with the current relationship? Is he being truthful? So ask him, and his recommendations, right? Can you clarify that for me? Okay. So you have the Four of Pentacles here, which is a card of stability in the outside world. So I like that because he starts off with this, that there's this physical security and that things are solid in the outside world. Um, the combination of these cards, in fact, I'm going to bring these three in together first, which so you have the Nine of Swords, which is your thoughts, your beliefs, and your mindsets. And I swear it's Nine of Swords in the other deck, and with this one has come out so many times during this session. But these are all your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that are kind of haunting you, that you're feel like you it's like losing sleep. It's the dreaming about things, and it's about fears. And the Hierophant here, as well as the Knight of Swords, the Hierophant is about moving up and seeing things from a different perspective, and the Knight of Swords is about the pursuit of higher truth, so we can cut away thoughts and beliefs um, and expectations that no longer serve you. And there's this it's almost like your late husband is saying, I know some of that, it's I reinforced on some things, but he's like, you have the ability to step up and see things from a different perspective and free yourself from that, because you have the Six of Pentacles. When this comes up in a relationship reading, it's the codependency awareness card. And so there is this um, kind of underlying uh, energy around that you have to overgive in order to receive. And you might be like giving until you're exhausted, and then you give and give and give and even more until you're resentful. It may have been the um, kind of pattern of the past. And what that does is that it turns in from a equally giving relationship of two adults to adult to a child. And this is like you giving, and we'll do it this way. So giving, and this person we don't allow to give back. And so they end up going outside of relationships to feel the wholeness and to feel the completeness, that you feel when you're able to give, right? And if we don't allow them to give to us, then they do find somewhere, whether they become a workaholic or they go to the gym all the time or spend time with friends or a hobby, you know, and eventually it could lead to affairs and people going outside the marriage because or relationship because they can't give to us, and so they give to other people. And so there's this awareness that they're bringing to you here, and I don't feel like that your current relationship is being untruthful, but I feel like there's these fears and these habits of the past that your late husband is bringing in for you so that you don't have to go through that kind of stuff anymore. Because when we do what we always do, we get what we always got, right? And so he is bringing in this change for you. And I feel like there's, well, yeah. So there's this change that's going on instead of feeling like abandoned and left out in the cold and left behind, that you are really working on the key to open the door to your worth and how it relates to the outside world. So I really feel like you are working on this, and but I don't have any warnings of that this current relationship is being untruthful, but they are being a mirror for you. And then so that's what your husband is wanting you to bring in there, because you do have the Three of Wands, which is about you having the power to change paths and change directions with new information. So you can choose what you want to do and how you want to look at relationships in your life. So whether that is, if this relationship has turned into a codependent one and you're just like, I don't want this anymore, you know, you can make that change. But the big thing is looking at your thoughts and beliefs and your mindsets about that codependency tendency. And no judgment here. I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. And I just always have to watch about my tendency to want to overgive, even in giving readings and everything. I want to do all this stuff because I feel that's what I have to do to receive back. I have to overdo it. And spirit's all balance, balance. And so that is my burden. But I know you get it, Ash. So that's what they have for you, Ash. So you hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right, Kiki Kuin, you are up next. And then AF Gemini, you will be up after that. So, hello, Kikim. And can you ask about your true intention of V and the true intentions of J? Well, well, well. So we've got a little handful of people, huh? Let's take a look here. So, true intentions of V first, please. Okay. Anything else with V? All right. And then the true intentions of J. Got going on here. So with the true intentions of V, there's this justice card here. I feel like there's this mirroring going on here, with looking at things, and he's got a lot on his mind. He's balancing things out with his thoughts and his beliefs and his mindsets. And okay, yeah, so he's got the Knight of Wands and then the Page of Cups. New love, and fast passion, fast moving passion. And so I feel like this is what they're balancing out here. They are, looking at their thoughts of love and their emotions, but they're also looking at their passion, right? Their the burning in their being of intimacy, versus their heart wanting the love and that. So I feel like V's intentions are they're trying to balance out um, what their intentions are, because they've got like two things that are driving them, you know, their heart and then something further lower. So that is what's going on with V. And then J is interesting because Jay looks like they had an ending with the tower, things being removed out of their life, and they're on this new adventure, this new path that they're on, but they're taking their good old time. It's movement, but it's the slowest moving night. Where with V, they have the fastest moving night. So you've got someone who is like, boom, 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 I want to go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And you have someone else going, I want to develop this slowly but surely because of what they went through. You know, they're still getting used to the destruction or this thing that was ended in their life. And so they're at this kind of rebirth thing and they're just wanting things to grow like grass, watching grass grow, right? You're like, "Oh, really? But the other one is going to be fast and furious. And the difference is when we move fast and furious, it can be like a sparkler or firework. Wow, it was fun, but then it's over. Whereas the slow and steady, something that takes time to build, also last. Things that are built fast tend to fall apart as well fast. So I feel like both of them have this um, interest in different ways. One feels very fiery and passionate and, you know, wants to move fast in a lot of ways. The other one wants to move slow and develop it. But that's what they have for you. So hopefully that resonated for you. Keep going. Many blessings for you. All right. AF Gemini, you are up next. Thank you, Project Skyfalls. I am very excited for everyone since I've reached this point where I posted it. I reached 1,000 subscribers, so thank you to all of you who subscribed and all of you that give thumbs up and comment and share. All those things help spread the Zen love to the world. And so thank you for being part of this wave of love that we send out. And I will be giving away 10 1-hour personal recorded readings. And so I have a drawing, and I think you guys can see those still there. Let me just repost it just in case, because I'm not quite sure since I see everything in the history. I don't know if you see that, but I'm going to repost it here anyway, which is the drawing and how you enter that. You have until Sunday to enter. So if you want to check that out, you can. So that is it. I'll continue on readings now. All right. So AF Gemini. Oh yeah. So thank you. Thank you for the 1,000. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I really appreciate that. And you don't even have a okay, so I see you ask a question further down below. So thank you. It really means a lot to me, guys. I just can't say enough how blessed I feel. So thank you. All right. So Shanda Rawal, Rawal. I'm probably mispronouncing that. My apologies. You will be up. Actually, and you ask one further down below too. You guys, I just you give me so much compliments. Thank you so much, so much. So I am doing very well, especially after all these wonderful love that you guys send me. So Rhonda, you are up next, and then AF Gemini, and then Shanda. Chanda. All right. So Rhonda, you'd like to get a read, and you want to know love with Rex. What's coming up? All right. Let's take a look. So what's coming up with Rex for Rhonda? Okay. So I like this because Spirit is starting off talking about it's important for you to stay true to you and your authentic self and your authentic feelings and what you want. Because it seems like there's people in your life that are, you know, the people that are all blah, 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 always filling your ear with all the shoulds and you shouldn't do that and you should do that and why are you doing that? Blah, 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 right? The dream busters and the ones you don't like to tell them about happy things in life because they'll find something wrong with it, right? And then you have the other people that are really people who uplift, and they might, be ones that can take you off of your path because you don't wanna lose their support and have them join those others. So you might kind of lean towards what they're saying, and because your our inner child doesn't wanna lose that support. So this is spirit saying, be true to your authentic self. Try not to listen to other people, in regards to, love with Rex, because they want you to be true to your authentic self. They do show that you really look at what your expectations are and your thoughts around who you're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, and how relationships are supposed to be, and leave some old ways of thinking behind and move into some new ways of thinking, because that does have allow movement within the relationship, within your interactions with them. Because if there's too many rules, it just takes the wind out of the sail and then it doesn't move anywhere. So when we open up and remove some things, it allows everyone, you and them, to be more free. And then you have the Two of Cups, which is about this joining and this deeper commitment. And, there is this connection that comes from that. But they're really looking at those first two things are what are needed in order for that to move forward in a smooth way, to move from rocky waters to smoother waters. Be true to yourself, let go of some expectations, and move into looking at things from a higher place of unconditional love, rather than a lot of those fears of losing conditional love that were taught and given when we're growing up. So I like it for you, Rhonda. So many blessings to you. All right. So AF Gemini, you are up next. And then Shanda. All right. So what will happen when you see Pisces again? You like him, but he gets caught up in your head. Worst of all, you think you mirror each other. I like it. So let's take a look here. What uh, what advice do you have? We always mirror. Uh, well, everyone's a mirror for each other. So you just see in you, in them, what you are actually seeing. So when you look in a mirror, you're like, look, they're mirroring me. Like, no, they're a mirror for you, and you are a mirror for them, right? Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah. Well, I definitely see all the thinking that's going on here, because there's all these the sword, three of swords, which is expectations equal disappointment, right? And then but I like that the 10 of swords is coming in here, because the 10 of swords is you guys are tired of overthinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And the more you purposely let go of expectations, then this changes to this beautiful picture here of walking into the sunset instead of the attack of the crows. And I like that, because I really feel like you guys are making this movement, because you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is you're learning and you're doing the work, and but you're ready to move up in the outside world. So I feel like things will start progressing more and more the more work you do on letting a lot of the expectations and thoughts and feelings go. Because then you get three fire cards, three um, of the wands. You have victory, this six of wands coming in. You have the seven after it, which is you have this bubble, and you're not letting other people burst your bubble. You're not letting them poke and destroy this that you have here. And I really like that, because you also have the king of wands, which is you're really connecting to your divine masculine energy of not being like you the divine feminine side. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine inside of us. When we're in our divine feminine energy, we're waiting to receive, we're waiting for things to come to us, we're asking for wishes, waiting for the universe to bring it to us, as an example. Whereas when we're in our divine masculine energy, when we're in this kind of energy, we have our wand and we are moving forward. We are um, not waiting for something to come, but we're manifesting like the magician. We're going after what we want and putting energy into what we want and towards what we want. So that's what they're having here, and I feel like it is you putting energy into what you want to change and what you want to do. Um, and definitely that those expectations, it's like really take time to look into that. What are the fears? Because that's where we get caught up in all those all these swords of the three of swords and the 10 of swords. These are all fears of losing conditional love. There's something we're fearing heartbreak. We're feeling that our heart will be broken and that we will be disappointed. But when we really connect to our true heart, can never be broken. It can never be. It's just we come here to pretend what it might feel like to be disappointed, because we can't be disappointed on the other side on a realm of conditional love. We just feel this wholeness and this completeness all the time. But when we come down here, we experience the pain in our heart, which is our body going into fight or flight mode. And so heartbreak is actually fear igniting in our heart. And heartbreak is because we're looping a fear over and over and over again. Because when you get distracted, you don't feel heartbreak until you remember, oh, that's right. That happened to me. Boop, reach. I'm not going to be lovable. I'm not going to be loved again if they break my heart. And as I always joke, with because I had 5 longish term relationships and little ones in between that didn't last but weeks and a couple months or whatever. But in the beginning, like that first, like who sings the first cut is the deepest? There's a song that says that, and it's like it's so true. It hurts so much, and you fear you'll never be loved again. And then your second relationship that ends, it hurts a little, not as deep. And I was like, I'm never gonna find love again. And by number 5, you're like, oh crap, I'm gonna find love again, ain't I? So, just try to look at what you're fearing in there, and that's how you stop overthinking. Is you take a deep breath, you take a step back, and you really look at what this thought, this fear, what am I fearing and why, and how true is it, and does it really mean that, you know and really look into those. And then once you find out what those fears are, and you bring them from the darkness and your subconscious into the light, into your conscious, then you really face things like all of us do. Like if we fear, oh, I'm going to lose my job, I fear losing my job because it means I'm going to lose everything and I'm going to end up on the edge of town, starving to death because no one's going to help me. I'm going to live out in the woods and I'm going to die and get eaten by wolves. It's like, what? All that in the quietness of our subconscious, it seems so real, like it could happen. But then when you really start to think about it, it's like, would I ever be on the streets? It's like, no, I have friends who love me and they would at least take turns letting me sleep on their couch, you know? It's like, yeah. So what's the worst? Oh, the government has things. If we can't find jobs, if we can't find things, they help us a lot. You start to really look at the truth of things and it dissipates the fears. And so that's the kind of thing that you can do. So that's what they have for you, AF Gemini. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. Shanda, you will be up next, and then Shika after that. All right. So Shanda Rawal. Oh, and you are Dhruvi. Thank you. Just wanted to ask, in the stream of digital marking, oh, is that good for your career or should you pursue a law degree? So what we'll do, Spirit doesn't have shoulds. And so what they'll do, 2 sets of cards, one for digital marketing and one for a law degree. And they'll give you the energy around that. And then you can see which resonates more of what you're wanting for your life. So let's take a look here first at digital marketing. Maybe. Okay, there we go. There we go. And that one. And then law degree. Okay. So you got 3 and 3. Let's take a look at your first ones here. So digital marketing. So you got the 3 cards you have. So one is like the 7 of cups. 7 of cups is kind of emotional confusion, or that there's so many things to choose from. Which one would you want to choose, and which one's the right one? And there's a lot of I don't want to say uncertainty. It's just like I feel like there's just so much changing here that it's almost like, the shell game where they put the ball in there and they move around the 3 shells, and you have to like pick it, and like, oh, I didn't pick the right one. That's that's what I never had that with this card before, but it's like, is it under here? And so I feel like there's like this chances, and the Page of Wands is about fiery energy and new drive, new passion. I feel like it would be very fast moving, and you'd have to be like constantly moving and adapting to the digital marketing, right? There's like so much that changes within that realm. I feel like it would have to happen. And you have the Hierophant here too, which I feel like there's this commitment that you would have to make, and just be very, very careful around what you sign and what you do, because I feel like there's a lot of it's funny, legal stuff. And you talk about the law degree, which we'll look at next, but there's a lot of fine print and a lot of rules and a lot of laws that are constantly changing, um, and requirements around. So it's very fast paced. It's always changing, and so if that, so that's the kind of energy for that. And then let's look at the law degree here. Okay, so you do have the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands would be that when you would towards this, it would just take you. You do learn about your power through the law degree of that you hold this, and that any blocks that you have are yours, that you are the one that holds them, because you see how this ace of wands goes here. It's like what's holding the path here, and if you raise that, these things fall down and you can just walk through. So it's showing that you are the one that holds the power to any blocks that you might have of pursuing a law degree, and you learn your power through all of that. And you have the 7 of Wands, so you would have this beautiful higher place that it would take you to, and you would have people, of course, that would not be so pleased that wow, you got a law degree, boo, 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 and that they would poke at your dream, because they feel low, and they would feel like you're up here, and and they already thought you were up there, but now doing that, it makes you even higher. And so you would just experience that, but you would be able to lift them up, or you wouldn't let it bother you, because you knew that why they're doing it is because they feel low about themselves. But you can also solve it by lifting them up, as well. So I like that. And you have the Page of Swords. So definitely new knowledge and higher awareness that would come in with that, which of course, how much education the law degree takes. It's a bigger investment, your brain and your time, versus the digital marketing. So you have the energies of both there. Both of them, I don't have any concerns with either of them. It's just the energy of what is more matching of what you want and what you would want to do. So I like that, because they are two differing. The law degree is more set. Laws change, but not at the the speed of the wands of the digital marketing world. It's constantly changing, constantly having to adapt. Whereas law has been law, right? That's why they have tons of books, because it doesn't change a whole lot. Um, in comparison. So something more solid and normal takes more knowledge and time. Something fast changing, that takes a lot of adaptability. So that's what they're wanting to show you right now, Shanda. So many blessings to you and good luck with whatever you do. Either I feel like they would be good for you. All right, Shika, you are up next. You always cracking me up. Project Skyfalls. Uh-oh. All right. Beautiful Princess Pinky, you'll be up after Shika. Right, Shika? So, let's take a look here. All right, let's take a look here. So, current feelings of Siddharth for you. Can you give me clarity on that one? Okay. Well, a little more clarity on that one. Okay. Okay. So it seems like they are they feel in a good position with you, because the King of Pentacles, from energy of this card coming through for him, it's very laid back, like, I got this. And they're sitting, I feel like I heard he feels like he's sitting pretty in relation to you. Like, I got this. I have this place. I don't have to worry. They're very confident, is kind of what is coming through of like, yeah, they're not like freaking out about, I gotta do all this stuff. You have the Page of Pentacles, which is about new opportunities coming up here in the future in the outside world with them. And I asked for clarity on that, and they gave me both the sun, which is bright and victory and warmth and passion, and also the Hierophant, which is kind of this seeing things from a higher perspective and moving up into this commitment as well, because this is the commitment card. So I feel like there's this brightness that's coming in here and this opportunity of the future that they're looking at, but they feel like they're sitting pretty. And I feel like with that Seven of Wands too, that some people may not appreciate what their intentions are and what they're wanting to do, what their feelings are, but they are not letting it bother them. They are like, whatever, I'm going to do what I want to do. And so I feel like there's movement towards there. I didn't see any movement cards. This is popping out. Okay. Because they're balancing things out with it all too. So they're taking their good old time and having things unfold. And that Justice card triggers me right now, of course, because we just had the Portal of Justice readings that came out, and with the 1111 portal. And so I'm going to pop that playlist down here too. So I would check that out with the Justice card come up as far as timing. Um, if you, I just want to find my place back here. If you know your moon sign and or your Venus sign, I would go look at the Justice portal for that sign. If you don't, if you go to like website, there's a lot of websites that offer free charts, and then you just plug in your information. And like I use astro.com. I'm not affiliated. I just have used them for a long time. They're great people. So you can find out your Venus and your moon sign. Those are your emotions and love. And then you can see as far as timing what messages come through there for you. But I feel like they're have some feelings and they're sitting like they said, they feel like they're sitting pretty and they can see new opportunities in the future opening up in this and it's victory for them and they're very solid and looking to commit, but timing, we'll see how long that takes. So that's what they have for you, Shika. So many blessings to you. All right. So, beautiful Princess Pinky, you are up. Hey, June. Good evening to you. Happy to see you as well. Thank you so much for the congratulations. I'm very excited. And then Queen B. Um, let's see here. And then Queen B, I think you're asking a question there. So we'll take a look there and see what spirit will allow us to know. Some things are you know, private, but we'll see what they have to say. So beautiful Princess Pinky, you want to know, will you meet your destined partner in a family setup or a situation? Will he be a doctor by profession? Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. Please, please let him be a doctor. Let's take a look here. So, will you meet your destined partner in family or will it be a setup situation? That's funny. Okay. And then will he be a doctor by profession? Tell me more about that, please. Okay. So when I was like, will be a destined partner in family setup or situation? So family setup, you got the 10 of swords, which is full of expectations, right? You're like so exhausted trying to meet up to all those expectations. But there's an ace of pentacles, which is even through all of that, that there's this opportunity that opens up because of it. And then I was like, um, uh, or is it a situation where it wouldn't be a family setup, right? Well, so you have the 10 of swords, you have the 9 of swords here, which is all the expectations, and the Queen of Pentacles, which is about new birth and things opening the outside world. And so it's almost like spirit's going, one way or another, what is meant for you will come your way. So you don't have to worry your beautiful Princess Pinky little head over it. I was like, oh, okay. So it's either way. They're like, either way, it's going to end up looking the same, you know. And so I'm like, I feel like they're just showing that what is meant for you doesn't pass you by, and that uh, right now they're trying to keep that from you for the sake of your journey. It's like a need to know, and you don't need to know yet, and so they're being a little sassy with you. But and these are your spirit guides, by the way, not mine. And then doctor by profession, the first card I got was the strength card, which is, normally kind of Leo, of course, Leo energy, but it's about you connecting to your higher self and finding your wholeness within you. But then they also, when I asked for clarification, they gave you the 9 of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card. So it's funny that we were like, please. They're like, yes, your wish will be fulfilled. So I feel like they're saying that it will be a doctor of some kind, maybe a veterinarian because of the lion. I'm just kidding. But I feel like they were saying there that it will be a doctor, but how you will meet your destined partner um, will be um, undetermined for you at this time because they gave you two of the exact same scenarios. 9 of Swords with the Pentacle of Birth, 10 of Swords with the Pentacle of Birth, which means a lot of expectations, a lot of expectations, new birth, a new situation. So it's like, all right, trust, just let it flow. What's meant for you won't pass you by, and here comes your doctor. So we'll see what kind of doctor they are, right? Because people can have a doctorate in different things too. Could be psychology, could be medical professional, but I feel like doctor is the little thing that they're, especially with the joke about being a veterinarian, which could be, you know, um, but I like it. They're being a little cheeky with you, uh, Pinky. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you right now. All right. So Queen Bee, thank you, Angelina, for sending love. Hey, Brenda, you will be up next. Okay. So June, I mean not June, Queen Bee, you said was the childhood trauma. Let's see what spirit will allow us to know some of those things. It's yeah, I think they're focusing understanding that everything that happens in our life is a faded things, right? And so they're just showing us that we are the power we hold, and we're all in a pursuit of love for the higher love, and that there's so much that we don't understand. This is like our soul standing at the top, and they're the ones that decide what we want to experience as we go through here. But all of us are in pursuit of understanding the higher love from above. And I feel like, I don't know, when I read the question, I feel like um, I felt a block around that too, about um, again, some things are meant just for themselves, and there's some things that we need to allow people to tell us, and that we won't, we don't, we honor people's privacy in certain ways too. So for that one, Queen Bee, they're not, they referred me back to a general response of, we have all these faded events and we're all in pursuit of love. And so they're like, that's all we're going to say. We don't want to reveal things that uh, aren't ours to know yet. So that's what they have for you, Queen Bee. So I know you understand. So many blessings to you. All right, Brenda, you are up, and then Random 30XYZ, you will be up after that. All right. So, what career must you choose? Well, that's what's great, is that there is no must, right? You have your power to choose. And so let's see here if your husband has any recommendations around career. Excuse me. Have some apple cider and it's burping up. So sorry. Had a feeling, I had a feeling that would be his response. Wow. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. So the first card that came up here, Brenda, is the Three of Pentacles, which is all about don't listen to anyone else's opinion and be the authentic you. How do you uniquely want to share your love with the world? How do you want to do it? What do you want to do? Because he also has and gave you the wish fulfillment card, which is like, what is your true wish in your heart of what kind of career? How do you want to, the true, what makes your heart sing and your passion sing? What do you want to do? How do you want to express that? Because that's what he wants to do. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. It says you'll be fine. Your outside world, you're going to feel whole and complete when you follow your authentic self and your wish, what you want to do with your life, not trying to be what you think is the right thing to do or what other people are saying you should do or supposed to do or need to do. He's saying, go into your heart, what makes your heart sing, and do that. And I like that. It's a great advice from your husband. So many blessings to you, Brenda. You know what you want to do. You're going to do it. If you don't, then it's time to get away. I think he gave you a message about get away from it all. Go sit and answers will come. So, random, you are up next. And then ES, you'll be after that. So, let's see here. Will TR get clean soon? What is hidden from me in that situation is what's not being told you. Okay. Okay. I like it. Let's see. Anything hidden? Yeah, I don't see too hidden here. The with being clean, the 10 of wands is like they've been on that road, right? The 10 of wands is our energy and our passion and our drive, and they of course have been through it, and they are ready for that restart. And here's the restart, page of pentacles, new beginning in the outside world. So I really feel this is a great thing for them because I feel like they're at the point where they're ready for this change. They're ready for something different because they also got, when I asked, like, is there anything that's not being told or anything hidden? I mean, there's new birth here coming in. I'm not sure. Is someone pregnant, maybe? But I don't know. I feel like this is new birth because there's the giving and receiving, which means they, with two sixes, this is very smooth moving. Their money, their abundance in the outside world, and the victory and this wonderful energy and this recognition that's coming too. So I kind of feel like there's this great birth, this rebirth that's happening for them. Um, so I don't feel like there's a lot of being hidden. Um, because the bottom of the card is the moon, which would have been the hidden and the unseen and those things, but they're like, but that didn't come up. So I feel like um, the only thing would be maybe because they brought up that pregnancy and the birth. If if there's something going on around that, like if they have someone that is pregnant, and so now they are it's like a slap awake with a wake up call that ignites them to want to change everything because of that. But that's what they have right now. And sorry, I was just shaking everything, wasn't I? Sorry. But that's what they have for right now for you. So many blessings to you. All right, ES, you are up, and then June you'll be up. So what industry do you see you getting your next job in? Let's take a look here and see. They have any advice on that for you here. So let's take a look here. So they are, wow. So let me just show you all the cards because it's like, so you have the 10 of swords, you have the 9 of swords. So these are all the expectations. This is all about expectations, right? All these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets you have about what a job should be, what you should be doing, who you should be, all of that, right? And you really have had so many disappointments. It feels like you've really been had all these expectations, and that's why you're to this point where you are ready. You're tired and tired and tired of living up to all those expectations, which is what brings you to this 10 of swords, which is the endings and new beginnings. And you also have the 10 of wands, which is the endings and new beginnings. You're tired of investing all this energy and all this mentalness into your life, but especially since we're talking about job and career and that, there's like all that around there. And I feel like they're saying with the 7 of cups is like you have um, all these opportunities that are before you. There's like, you know, you could pick any single one of these and do well at them. And it's like figuring out which one that you want. And they have the 8 of cups, which is about you leaving behind old emotions that no longer serve you to move into this, because that was like 7, 8, and 9, the 9 of pentacles, that you do find something that you feel full and whole doing, but you find it on your own. Of course, you have spirit's guidance there too. And so I feel like they're letting you know that you're at this point of leaving all the expectations behind of who you're supposed to be, what you should do. Um, there's been showing me lately, like when you go onto a job site, a job search site, and you have to select what field it is in, they're like, select all and let all your expectations go and see what your heart brings up. Because that 7 of cups is your heart pointing. It wasn't a sword, which is your mind thinking and pointing. It's your heart pointing. And it's like, what jumps out with your heart? What draws your heart to it is what they're saying there. Yeah. Because they have the Queen of Wands, which is you taking your power, knowing that you can make anything work because you'll put your effort and your drive and all your energy into it, and you get things done. That's the power of the Queen of Wands. And she also has the Black Kitty, which is about connecting to the spirit world, trusting your gut, your intuition, and your heart again. So I feel like when they're saying what industry, they're saying, let your heart guide you and select all on those job searches and see what jumps out to you, because I feel like it's going to be something that's going to be so different than you'd ever have thought with your brain on what you wanted to do, and it'll guide you in those directions. But that's what they have in regards to advice on next job. So that is what they have for you tonight. Yes. So many blessings to you. All right. June, you are up. And you are very welcome. See you, Shanta. And then Verinda. We'll ask your second question there. So, will your ex husband cause more strife and file court papers to change the agreement? His anger is relentless. Okay, let's take a look here. I don't believe so. So you got a 4 and a 10, and then you got another 4 and a 10, which, so 410, if that means something, you are 10-4. 10-4, good buddy. But I feel like four pentacles is a solid foundation in the outside world. 10 of pentacles is a about abundance and wholeness and fullness as well. So that is telling me no. And then you also have the 4 of swords, which is peace of mind, and the 10 of cups, which is emotional fulfillment. So I don't feel like it is going to be unfolding there. What does jump out is that the mirror, right, of anger is relentless, is that look at your anger inside too, because I feel like they're the part of all this peace of mind and solidity and feeling emotionally full and physically full in the outside world is that there's anger. You have anger about his anger, right? And that's why I post a lot of things that sound like that, where angry people make me angry. It's like, what? Sad people make me sad. Judging people make me judgmental. It's like, okay, these are mirrors for me too in the situations. I don't feel like there's going to be any more strife, but I feel like what Spirit is wanting you to look at is the strife within you, because you have the Five of Wands here, which is the transformation of energy from one that comes from fear and anger and fire to one of love and understanding that we're all helping each other move up toward the light. And that even though the character of your ex-husband is very good at being a villain in the story, the actor behind that person is a powerful supernatural eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And when we can look beyond that and see them for who they really are, and that the agreement that you guys had before you came down here, your soul agreement, not the agreement that you're uh, fighting over here, was that they would be a mirror and show you what you want to see about yourself until you see it. And this is where freedom comes in here for you, because the strife and the anger and the relentlessness that you're feeling, you can ask yourself those questions. How am I causing strife with myself? How am I angry with myself? How am I relentless with myself? What kind of expectations and judgments do you have on yourself? And this is where the freedom will come in here. And again, 410, 410, solid wonderfulness, solid wonderfulness. So I feel like with you doing your inner reflection, that's what releases the need for any more of it, um, for you, because it is happening for you, not to you. And I think that's one of the big things Spirit wants you to be able to transform, so that it doesn't uh, occupy so much of your energy. And because you're ready to have that back, you're ready to have peace. Right? So that's what they have for you, June. Many, many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So, Brenda, we'll ask your second question. And then, Maxine, you are very welcome. Hello, Christy. You will be up next. All right. So, for Brenda, why did Pradeep spread all the nonsense about you? Okay. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. Of course. Of course. Anything else? No. So this is your journey, right? This is you looking at yourself in a mirror. And this is so both swords, both mindsets, both expectations and thoughts and beliefs, which seems to be your journey, all of our journey actually, but yours especially at this point is you looking at your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that are blinding you, binding you, and making you feel trapped. The Nine of Swords is comes after the Eight of Swords, so you're really looking at things, and this is you're really facing your thoughts and beliefs that are making you stay up at night, giving you nightmares, feels like a nightmare. And so both of these are about, so why is he spreading nonsense about you? Because your spirit asked him to, so that you would face these situations, face your fears around it, you know. We fear when people spread rumors about us. um, we fear that people are going to believe them, and then we fear, what does it mean if people believe them? And then we fear, what will they do? How will that impact me? What will happen, right? And so there is this um, uh, theme of these people doing things in your life to bring these um, fears to your face, so that you will be able to release yourself from them. Otherwise, they'll continue to circle above your head and haunt you. Instead, it's being brought over and over and over in almost a ridiculous amount of ways to you, so that you will you'll look at them and face them and see the fear for what it is, and then you're released from it and you're freed from it, which will transform your life. And so that's why that it's happening. And as far as why did Pradeep, um, the human character, why did they do it? Insecurity, their own fears. They you have no control over what other people do and are thinking or even seeing because they are looking into their own mirror, and you don't know what they see and what they're doing. They're just telling people what they are seeing. But a lot of people will say things about others to not have them look at them. Look at that person doing that. Look at that person doing that. Look at that person doing that. Because if they're not, people are looking at them and they see them, and they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want people to see them. So they point at other people instead. So that's about their insecurities and their fear. Their actions are a cry for love. And if you can look at that, if people are not loving, their actions are a cry for love. And meet their cry for love with unlove, it just makes them do more things and cry louder for love in all those nonsensible ways. So that's what they have for you, Vrinda. So many blessings for you. Hang in there. All right. So, Christy, you are up. Hey, Raquel. Hello, hello. Strawberry Rose, you will be up next. And then Raquel, you'll be after that. So, Christy, oh, you just want to say hello and blessings and to everyone here. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing love, and we send you love back. Thank you. So, Strawberry Rose, you are up. And then Raquel Fernandez, you'll be up after that. All right. So, Strawberry Rose, why won't TJ fully commit? Let's see what they have to say. Let me take a quick drink here. Okay. Well, he's in this Empress. He's pregnant. I'm just kidding. He he's a new birth type of place. This is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And he's really nurturing himself. He's really focusing on himself, because you also have the 9 of Pentacles, which is also about finding your wholeness and your completeness on your own, within your own space. And of course we always have spirit in there too, but for him it's like this, with these two together, they really are focusing on their own life, their own nurturing, and their own self. And they have the Ace of Wands here too, which I feel like there's, with that Ace of Wands, it's like this new passion inside of him, this new energy that's come in. And I feel like they have this. I don't feel like it's someone else. I feel like something else in their life that they're excited about, and they are wanting it for them. And so they're feeling like, I don't have enough for me, and going, and committing, fully committing, they're focusing on them, right? And so, it sounds selfish, but it's healthy to an extent. And I feel like the question that spirit is kind of switching around on you, because they love doing that, especially last couple days. They're like, why won't you fully commit to yourself? So that's a good inquisitory type of question, that you can be like, where am I not fully committing to myself? And reflect on that a little bit, because I feel like this is the mirror. It's like a day of mirrors. The last couple days, a couple days of mirrors, looking at you. How am I not committing fully to myself? Why am I cheating on myself with TJ, right? Am I looking for my worth in them? Is that I'm not fully committing to me? And that might be, we look at him fully committing to himself, and we're going, "That bastard," you know? And it's like, "Oh, but it's what you want for yourself, right?" You're like, "Okay, hmm, I can fully commit to myself too. Thank you, TJ, for reflecting that to me and showing me how I wasn't, right?" And so there's that kind of reflection I feel that Spirit's bringing up for you right now with this situation. So hopefully that helped. So many blessings to you, Strawberry Rose. All right, Raquel, you are up. And then Kitty Pie DT 444. So let's take a look here. Raquel, we'd like to know if you would find a normal, normal, someone kind. Okay, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you there. Okay. So what else? Okay. All right. Thought there was at least one. Yep, there's one more. All right. Okay. Excuse me. So you have the Queen of Wands here, which is you. This I feel is you. And this is your fire, your power. You have your Ace of Wands there. You have this beautiful black cat, which represents your connection to the higher realms and the spiritual realms. See how you have your power here. And I feel like what Spirit is showing you is the capacity that you have, and that how much energy that you hold for your life too, because you have the Page of Swords, which Page of Swords is she's tight roping, walking across the Ace of Swords here, which is new ideas, new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets, cutting away the old expectations and the old beliefs you have about yourself and about others and the world and relationships and all those things. Because I feel like what Spirit is saying is the these um, beliefs you have about yourself are what are magnetizing and bringing these other individuals to you, because it's wanting to show you how you feel about yourself, right? So you're like, you want to find someone normal and you want to new love someone who's kind. They're having you look at your thoughts and your beliefs about yourself that are unkind. What because those are what are drawing these mirrors the in the form of these other individuals into your life. And it's like so you're wanting normal and new love that's kind. It's like, how are you doing those things on the inside? Because that's what's changing here. And as you do that, as you look at them and you're like, oh wow, I see how I've been unkind to myself, then you start magnetizing and bring someone different, definitely new. This is a ending of old cycles and beginnings of new ones. And you bring someone in here, the King of Pentacles, who is very sure of themselves and very whole and night, like you said, kind, and they've really experienced so much in life that they understand, and they do have um, this solid foundation of who they are. And it's, look at how kind, that face is, smiling and joy and solidity, um, with that. So I feel like that's what they're wanting you to focus in on, is those thoughts and those beliefs, those unkind thoughts and beliefs that you've had about yourself. And if they're not like in your consciousness, where like, I don't think I have any, then they're down here under our subconscious that are bubbling down underneath there. And it just takes some shadow work, just some looking into things. There's different things that we can do um, to dig into that subconscious. And this can be for anyone here. Like an example would be one of my favorite things to do. What was it? The Marriage of Spirit is the book that it's coming from. I'm going to give them credit because it's an amazing tool. You basically cut your paper in fours. So, well, imagine this is a piece of paper, and so here's fours, and so there's four sections. And up in this section, you're going to put what you desire, right? So it's like, I desire to find someone kind because, and you put all the reasons. And then you put over in the other column, I fear finding someone kind. And just let your soul, your ego, your shadow, just whatever comes to your heart and mind, write it down. There's no wrong answers. You just write them down. There's nothing stupid. Just and then you put on the bottom the opposite. So if you're putting up here that you desire to find someone kind, down here I desire to find someone unkind, and put the reasons. And then I fear finding someone unkind over here. Now, two of them will be like, oh, yeah, these are the ones I'm aware of. Like, I want to find someone kind and I fear finding someone unkind. Those are probably the ones that we're aware of, right? But those other two are our subconscious. I fear finding someone kind. Why? I desire to find someone unkind. Why? And there might be some overlap between those two, but those are the things that will come up and really show you those unkind things that are underneath. And then bringing them into the consciousness, you don't have to do a ton of work. So now that you're aware of them, they kind of just take care of themselves, which is one of the best tools I know of. Little work, but it just brings it into your consciousness. So, but that's what they have for you, Raquel. So hopefully that resonated, and many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So Cutie Pie DT, you are up, and then King Me, hello, you'll be up next. So is your grandfather planning anything for you, Cutie Pie DT? Let's take a look here. All right. Well, I think so. You have the 10 of Pentacles, which is abundance. You have the Four of Wands, which is a celebration. You have the Three of Cups, which is celebration. You have the Page of Wands, which is about new passion, new excitement, new energy. So all of these tell me that, yeah, there's some sort of celebration or some sort of joy that are around there. Um, and I almost feel the Seven of Cups is like all these emotions that it brings out, which it, or like there's so many presents, or I don't know, but it's like there's so many things that are around with that. And you have the Strength card, which is a beautiful card to have here. Very much Leo energy, which is, of course, celebration and brightness and those things too. So I really feel like there is something very bright and like something that brings in a lot of joy and celebration. So I like it for you. So I think so. All right. So many blessings to you, Cutie Pie Didi. All right. King Me, you are up. And hello, Garnet from England. Welcome, welcome. And then Sio Shanta, you have a follow-up question. So we will look at that. So King Me, you are up. So is the woman that you can't stop thinking about you, or thinking about you just as much? All right. Let's take a look here. Okay, they're actually having me switch back to the Tarot of Dreams. All right. So is the woman that you can't stop thinking about just as much? Okay. Let's see what these are here. Well, we got the 6 of swords is what came out first, which is thinking, so I feel like it's equal because there's 3 and 3, and then you also got the let me make this PG. Also the temperance, which is about balance, right? So I feel like it's balanced thinking. I think there's kind of equal interest, back and forth, because you also got the 10 of wands, which normally I'd be like, oh, looking at different ways, but again, balanced 5 and 5 on either side, right? And then let's see what else you have here. Yeah, and then you have the 4 of coins, 2 and 2, balanced energy. Really like all that, and then you have the 8 of coins, which would be 4 and 4. But the 8 of coins is also about movement up in the outside world. So I feel like there's some equal interest here because um it's all, even numbers too. Even temperance is 14. So you've got all these even numbers, which to me is just ridiculous, especially with showing the balancing scales and with starting off with that 6 of swords. So I feel like it's a kind of an equal kind of experience that's going on, King Me. So I like it. And the 8 of Pentacles does show things moving to another level in the outside world. So I feel like if you reach out, or they might reach out, and um, that you'll take things a little further than you have before. So I like it. So that's what they have for you, King Me. Many blessings. All right. So see you, Shanta. You are up. Love and light to you, Deb. Hey, Grace. Welcome, welcome, my friend. And you will be up after that. All right. All right. So so they know each other. Um, and you want to know how they know each other. Okay, let's take a look here. Well, I do think it was intentional because the magician card here is about intention and manifestation, right? And with the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups, it does feel like the pursuit of higher emotion and wish fulfillment, right? So I feel like like you said, it was intentional, and the connection was intentional. It's like they're pursuing new love and wish fulfillment love. Let me see what else they have here. Okay. Yeah, those weren't it. Put those back in here. Because the other card that came out was the 3 of Swords, which is about, heartbreak, the expectations equal disappointment. And so whatever um I feel like the heartbreak or these disappointing feelings are what ignited them to go together. Yeah, because here's the Page of Swords, which is um, new thought, new belief, new mindset, cutting away the old. Um, so whatever these feelings were, they were trying to move on from them. So let me take a look here and see. I feel like there's one more card because it's going like 3, 2, 1. It's like a little pyramid. Okay. Yeah, Knight of Coins. So it's something that's been slowly happening and over time. So it was something that was growing over time. So that's what they have for you there. So hopefully that resonates. But that's what they have for you right now, see Shanta. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right, Grace, you are up. You are very welcome. Double, triple, quadruple X. All right. And wise woman, you will be up next after Grace. And big hugs to you, Grace. Yeah, you're probably asleep by now. So I'm almost 3 hours in, which means I'm going to be having to. I'm going to see how many more I have, but I'm going to have to be bringing it down because my energy is waning. But let's take a look here, Grace. So please, can you tell me why is why is he being evil to you? What's wrong with him? How could he be mean to you, Grace? Let's take a look here. What's going on with P here? Why is he being okay? Anything else? It it looks like he's in this place of emotional confusion, which makes sense because why would he hate you? I feel like the core of hate is fear. And so there's like if they're having all these emotions that are around them that are fear based, then they're not there anymore. Because when a human goes into fear, we go out of our minds, right? We become hissing cats or attacking cats or running away cats. And so, yeah, it's like you can't um, help what's triggering him and having him just lash out and become this hissing cat, right? It's like, if, like, why does the cat hate me? Why is it always hissing at me? And it's like, well, something's scaring it and making it attack and making it feel unsafe. And that's what's going on with him. Something is attacking him in his life where his little inner child is feeling unsafe or out of control. And then it goes into fight or flight mode and they go out of his mind and he's trying to feel in control again in whatever unkind, unintelligent way that our inner cat, is trying to do it. The cat doesn't know any better. It's just we literally go out of our mind because all the blood rushes from our brain to our arms and to our legs when we're in fear, and so our brain shuts down for us not to think, so we don't get standing there thinking, getting eaten by a monster. So it's part of our survival, and so he doesn't hate you. There's something that he's scared of, or he hates himself. And so it's not about you, it's about what's going on with them. So when people act that way, it's a cry for love. And if you don't feel comfortable, you know, being around them, you can send love from a distance and just understand that it's because there's this little scared little boy inside of them that is trying to feel safe, and they feel unsafe and they feel out of control and they're doing what they feel that they need to. And so you don't have to let it be about you because it's not, that's what's going on them. Now, you can also, while you're in your safe distance away, sending love to the situation and to him, you can look at yourself and go, why would have wanted to experience this? It's not happening to me, it's happening for me. So what can I look at and learn from this, right? So it's like, why am I being evil to myself in some way? What's wrong with me, that I hate myself? And see what comes up from that question. Is there something? And just be still and be open minded, kind of in a meditational type of reflection. How am I being evil to me? One thing that maybe to consider is that I'm being, I am evil to myself when I'm letting other people's actions define me. How fair is that to me? I'm being evil to me because I'm letting other people define me. I get to define myself, but I'm giving that power to someone else, right? And so I feel like that's some of the stuff that you can ask, why is this happening for me? And see what comes up. So hopefully you had a good rest. Sending you a lot of love. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to rise, and see just how, you know, powerful you really are. So many blessings to you, Grace. All right. And wise woman, you would like a general. You've been doing your work and it's all going wrong, it seems. I know it feels like it, right? You feel like a bad country song. You are hilarious. You spent all your savings. You got to put your pet, oh, and your husband lost his job due to illness. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like the joke, right? What do you get when you play a country song backwards? You get your dog back, you get your spouse back, you get your job back. So, definitely I can see, um, what's, coming there. But let's take a look here and just see what spirit would like you to know. In fact, I feel like I wanna pull an oracle card for you, and it's from the Star Temple Oracle. Okay, let's see. All right. Let's see here. So the first one here, I'll read the bottom up here. So you can just at least see the picture there. And that says, the priestess embody. I am an embodiment of the divine feminine. I like that. And then you also got card number 10. Look at that powerful card there. And that's lift off. I open my senses to feel delicious pleasure and passion. So let's take a look here and see what these bring in for you here. They're very short. So if I can get to the page, there we go. So mysteries, intuitive insights, and hidden talents are being revealed to you. Your ancestral lineage and past life memories reveal ancient wisdom that embraces your feminine divinity. Merope, Merope, supports you to assimilate your sacred priestess qualities and to walk in your feminine power. Shine your intuitive light and raise the collective vibration. Go within to unlock your multidimensional priestess energy for higher learning and self empowerment. Your higher purpose involves spiritual leadership, guidance, and healing. You are the intuitive priestess of compassion, love, and wisdom. And I like that for you because you've been doing your inner work, right? So you are doing this, you are connecting to that. And how are you learning? It's like these things are coming into you from the outside world, and you through that you're understanding what your true power is, and this um revelations that come through all of this for you, because there was what was that? It was jumping out here. The self learning, yeah, your higher learning and your self empowerment, because you're learning about the outside world, right? You're learning that all these things in the outside world are unstable. And so you're finding that you're being pointed back to the power within you that is the only stable thing you'll ever find in this life, which is inward and upward to the unconditional love, to the love from above. And so it's really showing the, like you said, the instability of the outside world. Let me read this other one real quick here, too. And this was the uh, Athusa, the sun goddess, which with the liftoff. And it says, Alcyon's daughter of light, Athusa, brings tidings of a fresh start and exhilarating new beginnings. As the sun goddess, she encourages you to rise like the sun and dance with the stars. Be playful and open to change, and you will feel vibrant once again. Ventures that you begin now are blessed with abundance and success. The planning you do personally and spiritually will bring miraculous change to your life. Enjoy the journey and celebrate the wins along the way with gratitude. And that was the other thing that they were bringing in about the priestess and that power that you have is that whatever you do focus on is what grows, right? And so, you know, the bad country song, when we focus on, what's missing out of our life or what's in our life that we don't want, we have a mighty powerful energy that is growing that and expanding that. And it's like, it's hard to face things in the outside world that are growing and growing more darker and darker and darker. One of the big things that helped me change my life was I started a gratitude journal. And it was in a time in my life when I just felt like nothing, like nothing was unfolding in any direction of anything I wanted. It was just felt like um, everyone I met was, and my friends, everyone was going. Everything work was felt like there was blocks. There was, things happening everywhere. It just was like, oh my gosh, I hated even say what worst thing could happen because then it's like, oh God, no. And so I came upon something and then when and it recommended doing a gratitude journal for 30 days. And I'm like, I can do 30 days. And so just every day I wrote something down. And my mom even uses like a cookie jar that she doesn't put cookies in. She just writes something she's grateful for each day. And then she'll put it in there. And then she'll read it after a while and look at all the things that she was grateful for. But for the gratitude journal that I did, it's just every day for 30 days. I wrote what I was grateful for and did not repeat anything. So every day I put something different and I felt so different at the end of 30 days that I wanted to continue to do it. I didn't want to stop. And I ended up doing it for almost 5 months, not repeating anything. And it changes your energy and it changes what you're focusing on because what we do focus on grows. And so when I moved from focusing on what I was missing in my life and what I didn't want in my life to what I was grateful for in my life, what I did want in my life, it changes it. It magnetizes us to draw different things to us than we did before. And so I feel like this, when we change our perspective from why is this happening to me to why is this happening for me or why would I want this to happen, then we change all our energy too. So I feel like that is what, with those cards, that Spirit is really wanting to focus in on there. And I know it's tough, but when we change our whole energy and our mindset, it starts changing our outside world because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. And so when we start changing, we see the outside world also start to change. So that's what they have for you, and wise woman. So hang in there. I know it's tough, but you can do it. I know you have that divine goddess, feminine power, the goddess of the sun energy too. So it's like you have this power. And I would also consider um, journaling what you're going through because I feel like what you are experiencing and gleaning from all this, you're gonna use it to help others. One of the it was like a meme, something I saw. It's like the stuff that you're going through right now is going to end up being a survival manual for someone else in the future. So I feel that for you. So many blessings for you. Hang in there. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right, Ash, I'm glad that helped out. All right. You like the cookie jar? Yeah, it is. It's almost like you have to um, purposely change your energy. It's almost like you have to like force a fake smile, and then when you start to do it, it starts to change your energy. It's like that power of um, you know, doing that starts changing things. It's just like um, the courage isn't about having no fear. It's about doing it anyway. Doing something even though you have fear. That's courage, and that's like changing that energy is what I feel is uh, going to happen with all that. So many blessings to you. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I know I keep on going, I'll just one more, but I see there's tons, and I've already been at this for 3 hours, and I am needing to honor my body and get some rest too. So if you need an answer on something tonight and you are, uh, please know I have several different types of playlists. Pick a card readings. I have weekly energy updates. I have monthly readings, portal readings. So if you go to my main page, there are several, uh, playlists. Follow your heart, follow your gut. Spirit will take you to the reading that has your answer. I can guarantee it. They're smart that way. I also will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The earlier you get into the chat, then the more likely over the 2.5 hours, 3 hours tonight, um, uh, the more likely I can, because I get through a lot, but the list gets long very fast. So I've got the playlists. I've got, I come on here a lot, of course, every night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain. And of course, I offer private readings, which all that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. So a lot of options, and I'm sorry I couldn't get to everyone tonight. I would love just to, get through everyone, but unfortunately, the body runs out. So thank you guys, everyone who's given me a thumbs up on the video. It helps me out so much. It helps spread the Zen love. So thank you so very much. And please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So thank you for understanding that after 3 hours of sitting here doing readings, that the body is like ready to go. So till we meet again, you guys hang in there, take care of yourselves. Have a great night or great day wherever you're out in the world, and you take care of yourselves. Good night.